And wish you a happy half New Year. Believe it or not, July 1st is tomorrow. We're halfway through 2022. And I wanted to shoot this quick video for a couple of things. First of all, a year is a long time, right? A year is a long time, and sometimes we get excited about what we're going to do. We get excited about what we're going to accomplish at the beginning of the year, and we work really hard, and maybe we hit some targets, maybe we miss some targets, but either way, it starts to wear us down, right? Trying to accomplish goals, trying to accomplish things in our life, whether it's in the business, whether it's with growth, whether it's with personal, whether it's with relationship, right? We've got a lot of things we want to accomplish. Sometimes we get worn down. And so it's really important as you look at the year, you recognize that you break it down by quarter, you break it down by month, but then you also recognize there's like a halfway point in the year. And I think now might be an amazing time. It might be an amazing opportunity to hit the reset button, right? Regardless of how well you performed or how poorly you performed, this is a great time of year to say, you know what? It's halfway through the year. I can hit the reset button. I can say, you know, whatever goals I set for myself that I haven't achieved, whatever targets that I wanted to get done that I haven't gotten done, I can hit the reset button, mentally recharge, and get excited for the second half of the year. I think it's interesting that we have this anchor point that we all recognize, and that's New Year's, Christmas, the holidays, and we usually take a little bit of time to relax. We take a little bit of time to restock. We take a little bit of time to say, okay, it's a new year. What do I want to do this year? How much money do I want to make? How much do I want to put into investments? How much weight do I want to lose? How do I want to change my relationships? Give me a yes in the comments if you usually do that. I know most of us do. And we get really excited about it around that holiday break of the year. But usually, a couple months in, especially a couple quarters in, we've lost our momentum. We've lost our steam. And I want to encourage you to say, I'm going to use this halfway point in the year to hit the reset button and get just as excited, just as refocused, just as recommitted as I do at the beginning of the year. So just put halftime in the comments if that makes sense. The other analogy I'll use here is in any sporting, especially football, they have 4 quarters and they stop halfway through the game and they go into the locker room and they kind of reevaluate. How's the game going? Are we winning? Are we losing? Let's re-energize. Let's get some new fluids in us and let's adjust the game plan. Let's make some tweaks so that we can finish the game strong, so that we can finish as effectively as possible. I want you to think about this as your halftime, your opportunity to hit the reset button. And there's really 4 things we want to do, right? There's 4 things we want to do at this time of the year, kind of as we consider this our reset button, this halfway point. First thing we want to do is we want to review. Let's review how we did January to July, right? Or January through the end of June. Let's take a minute to look back. When you started 2022, you had a goal. You had a target. You were going to have a certain amount of clients. You were going to have a certain amount of recurring revenue, right? Maybe you're going to have other goals as well. Setting goals is extremely powerful. But if we don't take stock, if we don't have some accountability to see if we're on track or off track, at some level you start to recognize it as a waste of time, right? You're like, I don't even think I'm going to do this anymore because, last time I did it, I didn't hit the target and I never checked in and I don't even know whether I did it or not. And so one of the most powerful things you can do is get good at setting targets, right? Setting targets, doing the work to accomplish those outcomes, and then holding yourself accountable to did you do it or did you not? And the more you do that, the more you stop and look back and say, okay, yes, I'm on track with my new clients. I'm on track with my revenue. I'm off track with my weight loss. The more you check in with yourself and course correct, the more you recognize that, the better you can become at consistently bringing those types of things into reality. So it's super important to look back January through June, look at your sales retention tracking sheet, look at your key metrics, look at whether you're on track or off track, and recognize that. The second thing you want to do is you want to celebrate, right? I really want to encourage you. You're going to get more of what you celebrate, right? What you focus on expands. And so you've accomplished some things this year. Maybe not everything you wanted, but you've accomplished some things this year. And if you don't take a minute to celebrate those outcomes, those milestones, you're going to wind up getting burned out. And so as you look back over the year, be honest with yourself, recognize whether you're off track on certain things, but find the things that you did get done. Find the things that you can celebrate. Maybe you got something built that you always wanted to get done. Maybe you hit like a new revenue, a recurring revenue amount. Maybe you published a book. Think about what you accomplished and take a moment to recognize it and to celebrate it. Would love it if you take a minute in the comments, wherever you are, wherever you're watching this, and let me know, what were some of your wins? What are some of the things that you're going to celebrate the accomplishment of? If you're part of Seven Figure Agency, you know that every quarter we set goals, we set targets, we set a reward, what we're going to do when we hit it, and we set a consequence. What are we going to take away? How are we going to, hold ourselves accountable for not hitting that target? This is your chance to celebrate and to make sure you take that reward, or that you eat the consequence, right? And then as you're doing this celebratory piece, recognize the people in your team, the people in your world that did a lot of work to help you get to where you are, right? If you've got a sales team, if you've got a marketing support team, if you've got account managers, if you've got web developers, if you've got ad buyers, let them know, hey, look, through the year, this was the goal, this is the target, this is where we're at, this is what's good, this is what's bad. I want to thank you for what you've done, for your contribution, for how you've helped us get there. I think oftentimes we get so busy as the owner and the entrepreneur and as the visionary, we're looking out into the future, we're casting a good vision, and we're hustling as fast as we can, and we want that team to support us, but we don't bring them along on the journey. We don't let them know, here's what we did do. Here's what's good, here's what's bad. So be sure to celebrate. We're going to get more of what we celebrate, but to bring the team along on that journey. Let them know where we're at. So really important, we're going to review first half of the year. We're going to celebrate what we've accomplished. I'd love to hear some of those wins in the comments. The next thing we want to do is we want to reset, right? And I think I wanted to shoot this today on Thursday, June 30th, before the 1st of July, so that you recognize the 4th of July in America is a national holiday. It's a day to unplug, stop working, shoot some fireworks, lay out on the beach, go to the pool, do something fun to rejuvenate. Monday's a national holiday. Look, take this as your opportunity to reset. Right? I'm going to encourage you guys, maybe not Friday, but at least take Saturday, Sunday, and Monday off. Just take it off. Don't work, don't check email, don't try and do new training. Spend that time to just reset. Sometimes you have to unplug and enjoy yourselves so that you can be more productive, so that you can get more done, so that you can get that extra full belly of air that you need to go sprint the next quarter and the rest of the year. So be sure that you do that reset, but also reset the goals, reset the targets, right? As you look at the rest of the year, as you look at 2022, July through December, this is a new start. You've got a new slate on life. Whatever you want to accomplish within reason can be done, right? So no crying about the past, no crying about, oh man, I wanted to be at $1 million per year and I'm only at 550 so far. The past is the past, right? We want to learn the lessons and we want to take them forward, but really what we want to do is say, here's my new halftime. Here's my new half of the year. I can set whatever new goals and targets I want for 2022. So I really want to encourage you, take some time between now and Tuesday to write down, like, okay, here's where I'm at today. Here's where I want to be by the end of the year. How many clients? How much recurring revenue, right? How much weight I want to be at? How much money I want to have in savings? Things I want to do with my family to create a better experience. Specifically, right? Getting specific in our agencies. I'd love you to pull up the sales retention tracking sheet that we provide for you guys. And I'd love you to reset. Okay, as of June, where am I at? How many clients, how much recurring revenue? And June, July, August, September, October, November, December, how many clients will I land per month? What are those clients going to be worth to me on a monthly basis? And then how many do I expect to lose, right? Account for churn. We're seeing that the average in the industry is somewhere between 3 and 5% monthly clients churn. So if you're not anticipating at least a 3% churn, you may set yourself up for some frustration. If you don't know what the sales retention tracking sheet is and you're watching this, type sales retention tracking sheet and I'll get you a resource that you can go in, because it's a really powerful process to set those goals, to break them down by month, to break them down by quarter, and then to really track it and put in, okay, here's how many clients we actually landed in July. Here's how many we actually lost. Here's how many net new clients we have. Here's how much net new revenue we have, right? What you measure improves. It always improves. And there's another great piece to that is what you measure and report on. And you have someone else you can say, hey, here's what actually happened, improves exponentially. So make a commitment to track this. And then from there, I'd like you to refocus, which is get really clear. Who cares what happened the first half of the year? Get really clear on what you're going to do with the rest of 2022. Where are you going to end? How many clients? How much recurring revenue? Make it visible for yourself, right? I think oftentimes in this digital world, all of us working from home, all of us on Zoom meetings and things like that, all of us having really cool spreadsheets and things, we lose the tactical aspect of having a printed board in front of us that's written out really big. On this month in July, I'm going to sell this many clients and this much recurring revenue. And I'm going to schedule this amount of appointments, and I'm going to have this close ratio to make that a reality, right? The better you can do at making that goal ever present and front and center and like real to you, the more likely you're going to remember it. You're going to do the work day in and day out to make it a reality. So take the time to refocus and map out a new plan, right? Whatever you're doing right now, whatever that goal is, what's the plan, right? What's the actual activity you're going to have to do to get there? How many speaking opportunities will you need? How many books will you have to mail out? How many cold emails will you have to send? How many webinars will you conduct? What industry events will you plug into? You know, if you don't have a plan to get those targets and to hit that outcome, it's probably not going to happen. So this went a little bit longer. I just wanted to do a quick check-in. Happy halfway through the year. Let's use this as an opportunity to reset and mentally recharge. Make sure that you review, you celebrate your progress for this course of the year. Reset your goals, reset your plans. Take some time off between now and Monday. You know, take advantage of this national holiday as your halfway point in the year. And let's hit the ground running, refocused on Tuesday. Now, seven-figure agency members, you know we're going to be doing our Q3 growth planning session where we're going to really do this together as a group. We're going to update our sales retention tracking sheet as a group. We're going to reset our rewards and our consequences as in a group. We're going to pair up with an accountability buddy to help hold ourselves accountable so we have that person to report to. And we're going to make sure we check in with our coaches to build out our next 90-day game plan and kind of, you know, flesh out the actual plan. Right? It's one thing to set goals and targets. It's another thing to say, so what do we actually have to do to get there? What are the big constraints that are holding us back? That's what your accountability agency success coach is for, to help make sure you've got the right priorities that are going to give you the highest probability of getting to the new goals and targets that you've set. So that's it. Would love to hear some wins in the comments. Would love to hear what you're going to do to celebrate. Would love to hear what you've got planned for the 4th of July weekend. And more than anything else, I'm really excited to see what your goals are and see you take the action to get the outcomes in the second half of 2022. So with that said, happy half New Year. Enjoy the 4th of July weekend, and let's hit the ground running on Tuesday, July 5th. That's it for now. I'll talk to you soon.